Forget the chocolate and stick to the flowers this Valentine's Day. Cocoa prices are at an all-time high. Experts say cocoa beans are being damaged by climate issues, making the supply scarce. Cocoa prices are surging so high, even the biggest chocolate makers are struggling to stay profitable. Hershey cut 5% of its workforce this past week. Victoria's schools and universities will not get the information they need to award financial aid until next month. It's causing a lot of headaches for families, and many are saying they're having to delay their college decision. The U.S. Department of Education changed their FAFSA form to make it easier, but it came out 2 months later than expected. Some schools have changed their acceptance day, but the University of Oklahoma keeps their May 1st deadline. A reminder for everyone, tax season starts today. The deadline to file for most people is April 15th. However, tax filers in Maine and Massachusetts have until April 17th due to state holidays. Those who miss the tax filing deadline will likely face a hefty penalty unless they ask for an extension. Spencer, money experts are calling this funflation as Americans spend big for life experiences they missed during COVID-19 lockdowns. Adam Budelli with StubHub says the average Super Bowl ticket sold on StubHub for more than $8,000. The National Retail Federation says about $17.3 billion was spent on game day food, beverages, and more. Experts at the Bank of America Institute say that funflation will likely play on through 2024. We have some good and bad news for you if you're in the housing market. Home sales climbed 3% due to falling mortgage rates in January. That's according to the National Association of Realtors. However, the average cost of homes went up 5% in the last year. This may be short-lived as mortgage rates continue to increase, inching closer to 7%. More police is warning people of a scam. Police say people are claiming to be in a crisis, ask a person for their phone, then transfer money quickly to themselves. More PD's advice tonight: never hand over personal devices and call police if you think you've been scammed. Hamas releases 2 American hostages in a deal negotiated by Qatar. Israeli officials confirmed Judith Rahanan and her daughter Natalie are in their care. So far, they are the only hostages to be released out of the 200 still being held by Hamas. OU wide receiver Jaleel Farouk is arrested just days before the Bedlam matchup. According to Norman police, Farouk was pulled over for driving erratically with expired tags. The officer later found that Farouk had 4 outstanding municipal warrants. A criminal police investigation is ongoing after an Oklahoma State University fraternity found a dead longhorn on their front lawn. The carcass was branded with profanity, and OSU's president is calling this a deeply disturbing act of animal cruelty. A review by the State Ethics Commission shows State Superintendent Ryan Walters did not report all of his campaign donations. According to a report from the Oklahoman, Walters listed dozens of donors with an X before their last names, which prevents accurate searches. At the state capitol, Governor Kevin Stitt opens the 59th legislative session today. Stitt calls for less government influence but wants to focus more government action on Oklahoma tribes. Lawmakers will oversee more than 2,000 bills during this session. More than 10,000 union workers walked off the job today in a historic strike for the auto industry. It involves 3 major auto plants in Michigan, Missouri, and Ohio. Some of the union's demands include higher wages and better worker benefits. And Oklahoma Congressman Tom Cole is fighting to get his funding bill passed to avoid a government shutdown. The bill is facing some GOP pushback because it would give less funding to Amtrak for the fiscal year. The Department of Education says this year's FAFSA application process will be easier for students. Instead of more than 100 questions, the form now has under 50. The application will be available at the end of the year. And here in Norman, it's homecoming weekend at OU. This year, the Glow Parade and Raw Rally are set for tonight. The parade is first at 8 p.m., followed by the rally at 9. If you plan to attend, you'll need to bring your own chairs and blankets. OU's chief COVID-19 officer says you should start to see the new COVID vaccine in pharmacies and on campus as early as next week. The FDA authorized the new COVID booster this past week, and it targets the new variants that are causing a recent rise in cases across campus. The OU Food Pantry and local grocery store Crest are teaming up to make over 500 Thanksgiving to-go packages. The packages contain mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, bread rolls, and more. You can pick your package up from the Food Pantry on Tuesday. As holiday travel picks up, veterinarians are watching for a mysterious illness affecting dogs. They say it's spreading across the country, already seen in 14 states. The Oklahoma Humane Society says this illness is different from what shut down local animal shelters weeks ago.